Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour, your source for all hard rock, heavy metal, new metal, alternative, punk, horror punk, hardcore, rock, and all local bands, with your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather.
What's up, everybody? This is Matt James, vocalist for Blacktop Mojo, and you are listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
The views and opinions of the guests do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather. As always, I'm bringing you guys awesome interviews. Today, it's an honor and a huge privilege to have Mr. Matt James. He's the vocalist of Blacktop Mojo. I'm sure you guys have heard of Blacktop Mojo. If you haven't, you need to get out and check these guys out. They're set to release their upcoming album, Under the Sun, later this year, and they have already chosen the song Can't Sleep to be the lead single from the album. And a video for the track will be coming out on June 21st. Blacktop Mojo has also covered some great songs such as Is This Love by Whitesnake. Also collaborated with Small Town Titans on Temple of the Dog's Hunger Strike. Check that fucking song out that they did, folks, because it will it will chill you to the bone on how great of a cover that they did. Also, they did Phil Collins in The Air Tonight. Them, as I'm referring to them as, Blacktop Mojo and Nonpoint, for me, are the two bands that have knocked that also out of the ballpark. Check that out for what they do. And they also did Aerosmith's Dream On. Also, Can't Sleep Summer Tour kicks off with special guest Lullwater July 13th in Kansas City, Missouri, and runs all the way through August 24th through, I know I'm going to screw this up, Quapaw, Oklahoma. I hope I said that right. So, Matt, how's it going, man?
Going good, brother. How are you?
Doing awesome. Like I said before getting you on here, very, very proud of you guys for covering some of these huge songs, man, and putting your stamp on it and not being scared to put it out there. So congratulations.
Oh, thank you, man.
Recently, you collaborated with Small Town Titans on Temple of the Dog's Hunger Strike. You guys also covered Phil Collins in The Air Tonight, plus Nonpoint did this as well. What was it for you guys to say, okay, let's cover these songs. Let's do this, especially working with, Small Town Titans, collaborating with those folks. How did all this mesh? How did it come together, man?
That cover in particular, that was their idea, actually. They called us up. We met them a couple of years ago when we were touring through Pennsylvania, where they're from, and they opened up for us, and we were blown away by how good they were, and kept in touch with them and everything, and the opportunity came about. We got to go to this really badass studio up there, Think Loud Studios, with Carson Slovak and Grant McFarland, two really great engineers and producers, and just lay it down, man. They let us do our thing and have fun, and it was a good time. Yeah,
seeing that video, especially in that studio, it's remarkable. I mean, it's just like a little house, pretty much. It don't look like a studio.
Oh, yeah, man. It's very homey in there. Very homey in there for sure.
And it's cool, too, that for the folks who don't know this, but Small Town Titans also covered Mr. Grinch, the Christmas song. And
they did.
Matt, was it not a fucking killer cover?
Oh, they knocked it out of the park, man.
Yeah.
That thing got everywhere.
How's it been working with Tag Publicity for you guys, man?
It's been awesome, man. They've been with us since day one. Tom and Tracy are two of the most dedicated publicists I've ever seen. I mean, they work 24 hours. I don't know when they sleep, man. Sometimes I get emails from Tom at 3 a.m. sometimes saying, "Hey, man, I got this interview," and I mean, they're tireless, man. They do a really great job.
That shows you the dedication that they have for every band that's on their roster that they do PR for. I mean, it's not about them; it's about you guys. And making,
absolutely,
and that's cool. I like to see what they're doing, and there's others doing the same thing. So it's cool that there are still folks out there that believe in the bands and actually, hey, we'll give people interviews. We'll give them the chance, and that's cool. And kudos to those folks.
Yeah, man, they just got a real genuine passion for music, all types of music. So that's pretty cool to see.
What's impressed or excited you the most about working on the new album Under the Sun, if anything, if you could talk about it a little bit? What's impressed you the most or caught your eye about it?
I'd say the dedication of Ryan Kiefer, actually, our guitar player. He's pretty much worked. We got off of tour in October, I think, and we sat at the house and we kind of set up this little home studio, I guess you'd call it, kind of like, you know, laptop and the interface and things like that, so we could kind of lay down ideas and stuff before we get into the big studio and start spending a bunch of money and stuff that we don't have.
Yeah.
And but he literally day and night just worked on guitar riffs and solos and all the little parts and pieces of the songs. And I mean, everybody on this, you know, every member of the band did their part for sure in putting all these songs together and stuff. But I think I was very impressed by the way his work ethic and the way he just kept after it. I think it almost killed him.
But that's dedication, man. That shows you that he.
Oh yeah.
You know, yeah. He loves this band just as much as everybody else that's involved with it.
Absolutely, man.
So Can't Sleep is the lead single from the upcoming album, and a video for the track will be coming out June 21st. Was it hard to choose between the current set of songs on this album, which one would be the first single that you guys wanted to push, let alone a video off the new album?
It was pretty hard for us. I think for every band it's really hard to choose a single. I think it's hard to take a step back from the whole list of songs and just be like, all right, this is the one right here that we're going to push, or, you know. So we luckily we have a lot of good people in our corner that are, you know, not personally involved with making the music that listen to the album, you know, over and over again and kind of helped us narrow it down and choose. So that was one of the ones that stuck out to them. So, and we trust our team, so we went with it.
Since this is your sophomore album, what did you want to add on this album differently than what you did on the first one, if anything?
I think it's just a progression of I think we kind of have a little bit more personal style on this one, maybe. A lot of people on the last album would tell us, you could tell that you have a variety of influences and that you kind of hodgepodge them all together. And I think we do that on this one as well, but you can kind of tell it's us a little more, I think, maybe.
So you guys are finding your sound pretty much.
I think so. I'd like to think so.
Any song standing out more to you than any right now on this album, if you could talk about it? I know they change from day to day.
Oh, for sure.
But do you have any favorites for you?
Can't Sleep's definitely a favorite. I actually got to collaborate. We collaborated with a buddy of ours, Alex Smith. He actually helped write the bridge of the song. He was, you were talking about our covers earlier. We did a cover of Dreams by Fleetwood Mac with him doing the main vocals and stuff. And he's a really talented songwriter and a guy from our area that we look up to, that helped us out when we were getting started and stuff like that. You know, getting gigs and just kind of giving us general guidance. You know, he'd always pick up the phone and kind of answer all our stupid questions that we had. So it's pretty cool to be able to collaborate with a good friend of ours on a song like that.
Okay, so you guys self-produced this album, correct?
We did, along with our producer from our last two albums, Philip Mosley. Okay. He's been there since the beginning. He's always our kind of silent sixth member of the band. He's always helped us with we write all the songs and stuff, and we take them to him, and he helps us with the arrangements and things like that in the studio. So,
since you guys have worked with Philip since day one, has he pushed you guys on every album that you've done with him? Yeah,
I think so. Philip has one of those ears, man. He's got a talent for putting songs together and really knowing, you know, he doesn't accept anything in the studio. He won't let us half-ass it, you know what I mean? If something's not coming together right, then we have to, you know, push and change and get it right, you know? So we're lucky to have him in our corner.
As well as he should, because that's his name also going out there along with you guys.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. But I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves personally, too, man, because, I mean, everything that we put out, we don't want to get worse, you know? I don't think any band wants to get worse. Sure, you know, right. We always we would like to think that this album is the best thing we've done so far. So, I mean, in order to do that, we all have to get better as musicians and be as tight as possible and as, creative as possible. And I think we've done that.
Who's doing the cover art or photo for the album?
Cover was made by a guy named Scott Campbell, who's from Muscle Shoals, Alabama. He's a very, very talented artist. He works with a lot of big names. He did Billy Ray Cyrus's last stuff, and I think some of Steven Tyler's solo projects, some art for that, and just a lot of different people. Man, he's a really talented guy.
Yeah, last time I went out and ate, I about got kicked out of the restaurant because they had a jukebox there, and seriously, guys, they still have a jukebox in the restaurant I went and ate at, and they had Achy Breaky Heart, and I spent like $10 worth of quarters to play Achy Breaky Heart.
Well, how can you not? I mean, it's a classic.
I mean, I was just doing it to piss people off, but
it's America's mullet,
Yeah. Yeah, I was doing it to piss people off, but I did it. I did it really well. So.
Oh yeah.
Good thing I got my food before I played the Achy Breaky Heart and did that. So.
Absolutely.
Matt, what do you hope everyone takes away from this album, or message you hope they hear while listening to it, or just any of Blacktop Mojo's music in general? What do you hope they get from it, man?
It's always cool to see how different songs speak to different people, or people come up and tell you a story about how they can relate to their song, but it might not have been exactly what I wrote the song about either. So it's pretty cool to see that a song that I wrote from my personal experience can reach out and touch somebody that's going through something completely different, but help them out, in a positive way. I think that's pretty cool.
I know you talked about this just a little bit earlier, but do you still see Blacktop Mojo still musically growing from where it started until now, or has it just been more of a personal growth for all of you guys involved?
I think it's a little bit of both, man. We've all, we moved into a house a few years ago together right before we recorded Burn the Ships, and everybody quit their day jobs. And I mean, we've had to learn to love each other and to live with each other and to be in close proximity with each other all the time, to lift each other up and not tear the whole house down, so I think we've definitely grown personally, just closer together as kind of a family. I know every band says they're a family, but we buy groceries together. So, I mean, there's that, just like any other family. And then musically, definitely, I think we've grown. I mean, as a vocalist, I've tried to, stretch and train and do everything I can to get better and increase my range and my, longevity, being able to perform every night on a tour, when you got to sing 5 or 6 nights in a row. And I know all the other guys, I mean, I hear it all the time. They're always practicing. They're always getting better and improving at their instruments.
When you're coming into the studio, do you like to do anything differently during the writing and recording process? I know that's two different scenarios. To help keep your mind fresh and open to not let the music get stale or get boring, do you do anything that helps you out possibly? I
think whenever we're putting the songs together at the house, it might get a little bit something will get on your nerves, because you can't figure out how to, the piece to the puzzle that you need to fit the song together to make it a complete to what you want it to be. But I think by the time we get in the studio, we pretty much have, I'd say 95% of that planned out. And it's more of kind of a jam session kind of thing. We all play together and everybody kind of records at the same time. So it's more like a show kind of, you get to be a little loose and play with everybody and, have fun with it.
Has there been a song, though, Matt, for you that's actually pushed you to your limit of saying, okay, fuck this, let's do something else? Have you had that happen?
Yeah, there's the first track on the new album is called "Lay It On Me," and it was a pretty good stretch vocally for sure. There was a couple of them on there, but that was a bitch for sure.
What can fans expect at a show from the mighty Blacktop Mojo, who have not got to see you guys live as of yet? What are they going to get?
Just a good old-fashioned good time and rock and roll show, man. We no tracks, no gimmicks, no nothing like that. It's just kind of getting together and jamming and banging our heads with the audience, you know?
We're living in the digital era of recording albums, get music out quicker, and now we've got social media to reach out to more people to let them hear a Blacktop Mojo. Do you like this that we're living in now, to get albums out quicker and plus social media to reach out to more folks?
Oh, man, yeah. I mean, it's invaluable, you know? I mean, we wouldn't be able to tour around the country or do any of that kind of stuff, I mean, and without it, I don't think. I mean, definitely would have been able to do all the cool cover stuff and make those videos. And there's just so much you can do with it now, man. I can't really talk bad about it. It's, you know, it's just like anything else. It's got its negative side, and, you know, but I think we're living in a golden age of art, man. If you think it up, you can put it out and get it out to people, man.
When did it click in for you that this band is knocking on the door of actually getting out there really well and becoming one of the national acts out there, man? Because I think you guys are on the cusp of that door. When did it click and say, okay, we have a very, very golden opportunity with this?
I don't think you can really think about it like that, man. You just try to build it up the best you can from the ground up, and, you know, we'll go out around the country again, and maybe some places there'll be 10 people, and maybe some places there'll be 1,000, but it's just cool to go around to all the different places and all the different corners of the world, and have all those people that are interested in jamming with you, you know?
What made you want to become a musician, Matt? What was that spark for you that said, yeah, that's what I want to do right there?
I don't know. That's a hard question. I used to play guitar in college at a bunch of parties and stuff, and I was kind of shy and stuff. I didn't really, I'm not a social butterfly or anything like that, really, but it always did help me to have a guitar and kind of to, you know, people ask for songs, and, you know, you get to sing them and get to know people that way. So I don't know. I think I just kind of fell into it to where I was the guy with the guitar. So I just wanted to keep doing that. And so we just kept doing that. And luckily I ran into our drummer, and we started this band, and I never had to quit doing it.
People see on campus, hey, guitar guy.
Yeah. That annoying guy, you know, hey, play Wonderwall one more time. You know? No.
We've heard it 15 times. Who cares? Play it again. Is there a country that stands out or shocks you that Blacktop Mojo gets support from, or your music even gets played in that area, man, possibly?
It's always a shock whenever somebody from, you know, Australia or Germany or anywhere overseas has even heard of us. It's pretty crazy. We see them commenting on posts sometimes, man, when are you coming to Australia, or when are you coming to UK, or, you know, whatever. And it could just be 3 people in the UK that want to come see it or want us to come over there, but I mean, that's still pretty cool, you know?
Exactly. That's exactly right, man, for sure. Is there a band on the bucket list that you would like to work, tour with, or maybe do an old school album split with?
Probably a big Aerosmith fan. It'd be pretty cool to play a show with Aerosmith and learn a lot. And then Seven Dust. Always learn a lot about putting on a show every time they're in the building. You know, they're really good at what they do. Yeah, off the top of my head, how about those 2? Those would be pretty cool.
Folks, you want to get out and pick up Blacktop Mojo's album, Under the Sun. It comes out later this year. You want to get out and pick this album out once it comes out. I'm telling you right now, get out and pick out their other stuff too, because this is a great, great band. They have some phenomenal music, and I'm not just saying that because Matt's on here. I'm just telling you the God's honest truth. Matt, how can folks stay in touch with you guys, buy some merchandise, tour dates, this album, all your stuff? How can he do that?
You can check out blacktopmojo.com. It's got all the tour dates and merchandise and all that kind of stuff. And then, of course, we're on all the social media, you know, at Blacktop Mojo on Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff.
Before I let you go, good sir, would you care to do a promo for my show?
Absolutely. What's up, everybody? This is Matt James, vocalist for Blacktop Mojo, and you are listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Everybody stick around. We've got some great, great stuff coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and BODS Mayhem Radio Network. Please get out and check out our Facebook page. It has our podcast link, YouTube link, and hopefully soon our Twitch link. And also get out and check out Blacktop Mojo. You will not be disappointed. I say that a lot, but I'm honestly telling you the God's honest truth. This band is pretty kick-ass. They have some phenomenal stuff out there, and I see some big things coming down the pipe for these guys. So, Matt, best of luck to you guys, and you're always welcome back on BODS Mayhem Hour.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you talking to me.
You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.